Nope.
Hey guys, welcome to the Drift Podcast. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
And today we are doing an early one. It's currently 10:15 in the morning. So I apologise if we are a little bit tired. But today...
We're doing old school car magazine.
Yeah, two types, in fact. The first being HyperREV. And HyperREV is a very legendary magazine that comes out of Japan. And the second being another very legendary magazine that comes out of Japan is Option Mag. And Option also did Option DVD, Option 2. They also run the...
Option.
Yeah, they
through
also...
America.
Yeah, they run Drift Tengoku, which is Drift Heaven magazine, and G-Works magazine, which is full of old school Hakasuka and cars like that.
The rails and everything. Yeah, no, it's super cool.
Yeah, so as well, they have a whole heap of other tie-ins with other magazines and DVDs and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually researching this, I didn't realize that they were all actually really, really intertwined with each other. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's cool. So, yeah, this is another history episode, guys, and I'm pretty big on keeping drifting history alive and at least
so it doesn't get
covered.
lost.
Yeah, because even a lot of these old websites, as I was trying to research through, for instance, the HyperREV USA website, it's gone. There's no trace of it now.
Even HyperREV Japan,
they have a Facebook page, but I feel like it's actually run by a bookseller rather than actually the HyperREV editorial staff.
Yeah, I even started looking up Battle Magazine, which is super famous. Like, you look back and you see all the old drift competitions are all run by Battle Magazine. They used to have like a fairly drift dedicated, like actual magazine print like these. I can't find anything. I found out like their publishing dates, when they started, when they finished, but they're gone. Like, even on the Japanese like Yahoo search engine, they're gone.
Yeah.
Can't find it much. So
before we get into it, let's do some news.
Yeah, sweet. So we've got D1 Lights on this weekend, which friend Jacob is at.
He's
at that one at Bihoku.
Yep.
Which is super cool. That'd be awesome to go and check that out.
Supporting the driver for who's driving I think it's a 100 Mark II from my memory. Yep. It's a 100 Mark II or Chaser. I can't remember which one. But it's the Hirano Tires sponsored car. That car is also on the front cover of Drift Tengoku this month. So yeah, Jacob, he works at Hirano Tires. If you are an English only speaker and you want to go to a cool shop that sells Japanese performance parts, not as their majority thing, they also do work on normal cars, but they do have a selection of performance parts. It's worth checking out,
most definitely,
especially if you're a little bit kind of iffy on trying to talk Japanese to a Japanese parts store, and you want something in particular and you just want to talk to someone in English, go see Jay at Hirano Tire, and he's in Tokyo. It's not even, I think it was like a 20-minute train ride from Asakusa area, like Ueno Station and stuff. So it's not far away. So yeah, if you're over there, go say hi. I'm sure he'll enjoy talking.
Most definitely. Yeah, go follow him on Instagram as well. He's posting up heaps of videos from the weekend. Yeah. They're doing, I think, qualification runs at the moment. So go have a look.
Yeah, I'll bring up his Instagram now. Start talking about the next bit of news too.
So we had Formula Drift Japan go down last weekend.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. I like Suzuka Twin. One of my hero drivers came third. Ueo's back and driving. Not that I like his S15 a whole lot. We go back to an E86, but no, he's super cool. He came third. We had... Before I get him wrong.
So Jacob is just Jacob_TY on Instagram. So
go check out his stories.
Heaps of cool stuff from a fair few different events, and he's got a pretty cool role.
Kenji Yamashita?
Yamashita Kichi, and I'm pretty sure that's his last name. He came second, and
Wataru Masayama came first, and
Wataru
Wataru. Okay, there you go.
But he came first, and I did get a chance to actually see him drive in the Drift Kingdom event.
Was that the event that's in the background right now?
If
you're watching live?
Yeah, if you're watching live.
There's his car, right there.
Yeah.
In the background, the blue one.
Yeah, the S14.
Yeah, nice.
That thing's quick. Like, we watched the highlights.
Just watched the battle, actually, the final battle, which was really...
Yeah, here he is driving here right now. And
I don't think he has that huge... The
wing?
Wing anymore.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, God. But yeah, we watched the battle the other day, and like, that was an odd call, eh?
Yeah,
it went to a one more time.
I think I need to watch the English speaking to hear what the judges have to say, because I'm pretty sure that FD Japan has the English speaking judges still.
Yeah,
and yeah, it seemed like a really odd call as to why it went one more time. But I thought that he deserved the win in his original runs, and then he ended up winning his one more time anyway. So
while throwing down an even more gangster.
Yeah, like congrats to him. Yeah, definitely well deserved. So
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, but it looked like a decent event. You know, like,
yeah, it looks like good driving went down.
Yeah, some pretty good driving. Yeah. And cool track layouts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love Suzuka Twins. Suzuka Twins, like one of my tracks I want to go visit.
Yeah, so I think if you're in Japan and Formula Drift Japan's on, it's probably worth checking out, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got Final Bout happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So I would rattle off like a whole lot of Instagrams, but go check out Mike to the Right, Cut Loose R33, and I forgot, like D-Magic and all that. They're posting up heaps of stories from Final Bout.
Yep.
Go check it out. It's awesome. So many cool cars.
We definitely have to get to that at some point.
Yeah, they've got sexy knights over there from Japan, and they're all driving FCs and stuff. It's
That's
cool.
right.
So go check out the stories. It's worth it. And then wait for the big video, because I'm guessing 3.1 Media will probably...
I'm pretty sure if you just search like hashtag Final Bout, you'll probably see a whole heap of shit on Instagram too.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you check their actual Instagram stories out, because they won't be tagged.
Yeah, that's good.
Go check it out.
Actually, you can tag Instagram stories now.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, yeah. Interesting enough.
What was it?
That was it for the news, wasn't it?
Pretty sure that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get into this. If you are listening to audio only, I do suggest coming through and actually watching the background of this one, because I am going to be speaking a lot about what is actually in the background. I don't know why that's not pasting. Here we go. And this is probably one where if you're thinking about coming and watching one of ours, I do suggest coming and watching it, because
we've got heaps of cool stuff.
We got heaps of cool stuff in the background that I spent time taking photos from heaps of old Hyper-Rev magazines that I own, and putting them as our background on this. So if you don't ever get to own a Hyper-Rev magazine, at least you can come through and watch some of the cool
we found.
Things, you know. And I just want to say that like it's like a time warp going back into these older, like a lot of this is from number 10.
When was this issued?
So number 10 was, I can actually bring up exactly when number 10 issue was brought up. I have the photos. So the 10th issue. Oh, hang on, that can't be a 10th issue, or maybe that's 19th. So this is a 19th issue. So this was released on the 29th of the 11th, 1996.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So so this is it.
Right
here.
If you just want straight up time warp, go check the ad out on the back of this for the S14.
Oh no, there's an even better time warp in here as well.
So good.
That I took a photo of, and it's the computers that they use for tuning.
Yes.
And that is just a straight up time warp. When I see it pop up in the background, I'll make sure to let people know. But I picked up this magazine for a very expensive that's not going to show because of the camera. $2.50, 250 yen at a book off. Now, if you don't know what a book off is, it is kind of like a secondhand op shop or thrift shop if you're in America.
Yeah.
But they sell. It's not just books that they sell.
Magazines.
No, they sell everything. Like they sell video games there and everything. But you can also get hard off and garage off as well. So
far out. Okay.
Yeah. Then they sell all that kind of stuff. Like book off. You go, oh, it's just going to be books. It's not. It's so worth going into, especially if you're outside Tokyo. Because just the cool old memorabilia stuff that you can find and the cool old video games for way cheaper than what you'd buy from an old video game store in Tokyo and stuff like that. Most of my video games that I've bought over there that are Japanese exclusives, I've paid like $2 for because I bought them from a book off in the middle of nowhere.
So, wait, that's fresh.
Yeah, and you'd pay like $30 or $40 in Tokyo for them. So
wait, that's sick.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely worth checking out HyperRev magazines in those book offs, especially if you are out in those rural areas and not even rural, just smaller city areas. And
less touristy.
And you'll find these really old ones. And honestly, for me, they're the issues that I look for. Is I really want to find the really early issues as well, where before the S14 even came out, and it was just S13,
like just 180. S13s and FD and A86. Cool.
Yeah. So HyperRev, it started in 1993, and I'll bring up a bit of info. And April 1993, they have about 25 to 29 employees, from what I can tell. It's owned by the company D's Club. And it's actually in Tokyo. They're right on the water, in like the bay. Like if you like put your finger in the middle of the Tokyo Bay, like directly below Ueno Station, that's where they are. And in an industrial area, basically. And and as we said earlier, that was for Option. Sorry, that's Option, not HyperRev. Oh, I'm getting confused. I do have the info for HyperRev. No, I think the HyperRev one was lower. Oh, geez, we got so much info here. Here we go. Sorry, that was Option. HyperRev, it is early. No, I'll just roll with that. HyperRev Books debuted in 94. Over the years, this is straight off of Nengun's website. Over the years, HyperRev has been regarded as the definitive owner's Bible for tuning and customization. Each issue is precisely focused to a particular vehicle and includes in-depth reports, features, and product listings spanning the entire spectrum of OEM and aftermarket performance tuning and styling. Most HyperRev books are between 200 and 300 pages. For popular cars, there are oftentimes multiple volumes of HyperRev books that are released. For instance, like Sylvia's, there's like 10 versions of Sylvia books.
Progression in technology.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see the computers in this book, like in the background right now.
Yeah. Well, not even those, but the computers used to tune those computers is like, oh, yeah.
You know,
a lot's changed.
It's amazing to see how far we've come in like such a short period of time.
Yeah. Although HyperRev is produced only in Japanese, most brands and product specifications can be read and understood in English. Needless to say, the full color pictures speak for themselves, and that's 100%. Like, I can sit for an hour in a HyperRev book and go through. And just remember, you can use Google Translate as well, so to go through them. So yeah, that's HyperRev profile. I can't actually find any more information on HyperRev from that.
Color pictures on how to rebuild. Color pictures on how to rebuild a 1J.
It's actually a 1.5J.
1.5J.
Yeah, how to build a 1.5J and the modifications you have to do to the head and the block and everything, and what parts you need and what to look out for as you're building a 1.5J, you know?
Actual part listing for gas.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
They are super in-depth.
Yeah. It's a really cool magazine, and it one of the other big things that I really like about HyperRev is at the back where it has the selections for styling. And that's like your body kit selections and all the different... Here's the old computer that I was talking about. Let's see if I move my head. Yeah. That's a beast of a laptop.
That is.
And
prime
it
technology.
also tells you all the shops that work on cars as well. But here, this is my favorite part. This isn't Photoshop. They just went through and bolted on every type of wheel they could think of onto a car to show you what it looks like on that car. You know, they weren't photoshopping back then. They actually went through and just bolted those wheels on.
That's cool, eh?
Yeah. So, and they do the same with all the different body kits. I show you what they all look like, and I tell you what. That RX-7 HyperRev book, that's a killer, man. Like, there's Lambo doors on RX-7s.
Yes.
There's like...
Bring back Lambo doors.
Oh, there's like... It's
if I
full
ever get
on,
another coupe.
Straight out of Fast and the Furious cars in that RX-7. And they actually had the RX-7 from Tokyo Drift in it too. The Veilside RX-7.
Oh, God.
But it is a time warp, going through these. The history of it that it has just in these books alone is insane.
It's priceless.
They're up to, I think it's about 235, I think, is their latest issue. They seem to be slowing down a lot with the issues that they're bringing out. But it was always a very staggered release. It's not like this was a magazine that was released every month. This was, sometimes you'd get 3 a year, sometimes you get 5 a year, sometimes you'd get, 6 or 7 a year, but then you'd slow right down, So, it just depended what cars they were doing.
And what technology was progressing at the time.
Exactly. And whether a new model or variant came out. Now, I do have here an entire list of all the types of cars, but I do want to make mention to the first car that they ever did. And that, of all cars that they could have chosen to do, is a Unos Roadster.
Up the MX-5s.
Yeah.
They don't get enough love.
The little Miata.
Never say that again.
I don't know why they picked this one first, because their second magazine was the Silvia. But maybe...
Yeah, but, like, you look at it, the MX-5, or Unos Roadster, or Miata, whatever you're going to call it, was the most popular selling sports car in the world to date.
Yeah.
Like, nobody doesn't know an MX-5, so...
Yeah.
Maybe not in drifting so much. Like, we don't have them in drifting a whole lot.
But they were a pretty popular car.
But, like, everyday person that, like...
And affordable, too, because Silvias were quite expensive still as well.
In comparison.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're a pretty safe bet if you're trying to do a performance-based magazine on a car. Be like, hey, do you want to make your MX-5 drive better?
Yeah.
Read our magazine.
And that came out in actually 93, the 21st of the 9th, 93. But then their second magazine, the Silvia 180SX S13, came out.
That'd be a cool one to find.
See, that came out in 94. It says /14. I don't own this magazine, so I can't verify, but did the Series 1 S14 come out in 94? Maybe they had pre-release books.
I think it did release in 94.
And it came out in the 12th of February, 94. Then the next was the Nissan Skyline GDR, which would have been the R32. That would be a cool episode. Then you had the Supra JZA70, JZA80 in 94. Yeah, it must have come out. The S14 must have been out in 94. God, they're old now, aren't they?
You want to know something better?
What?
Production started in 93.
Wow.
There you go. Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, they stuck, with probably what you would stick to if you were to start writing a magazine, which was MX-5s, Silvias, Skyline, Supras, and then they just did a legacy touring wagon.
But they're cool. Japan got all the cool ones.
Gotta remember, this isn't also a drift heavy magazine. This is just an aftermarket option part. Yeah, it's
basically like, if you want a build guide for your car, you can literally just open one of these and go like, oh yeah, we'll just go to this section. They're talking about how to build a circuit car, you're like,
yeah,
that's it.
And what parts you need and what power you'll expect, and
and they did. I'm not sure about the first ones.
Parts.
Yeah, they did here. They have like little interviews with like shop owners and stuff.
Yep.
And they give you a nice rundown. I mean, unfortunately, we can't read it, but imagine back in the day if you were in Japan, like pulling this out and be like, I want to build my Sylvia to be a circuit car or a drift car. And there's a shop owner that's done a full interview, like 2 or 3 pages long.
And you can just drive your car to that guy's shop and get him to build your car.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the amount of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. To be a wealthy person living in Japan in the 90s.
Hey, there was a lot of money in Japan in the 90s. Market was booming.
Then they did the RX-7 FDFC. Then they did Civic CRX EGEF.
Ooh.
That would be
awesome. A cool episode. Oh, cool issue.
Then they did 180SX S13 again. Then they did an Accord wagon. Then they went right outside weird and did a Pajero.
I don't like 4-wheel drives, but I wanna see that magazine.
Yeah. Then they did Accord wagon. They did that one before that. Then they did the GDST R32, R33, the Impreza sedan and sports wagon. Then they did a Honda Odyssey. But they are popular as far as tuning goes.
Yeah, okay, they are pretty.
Then they did another Mazda Roadster episode, magazine, and then they did the Skyline, and they did a Hilux Surf. They really went, these 4-wheel drive ones are selling like hotcakes.
Probably because there's nothing else in Japan for them. They're all buying their stuff from America. They're like, oh, let's get on this.
Do we do more Sylvia ones, or do we start doing 4-wheel drives?
Get Steelies and 35s for your surf, bro.
They did Cedric Glorias. They did Lancer Evo 1-4, A86.
I would love to see the Evo one. That'd be cool.
Yeah. MR2, Wagon R, Suzuki Wagon R. Oof.
Man, see, the more I think about it, the more I just want to go on Yahoo and see what I can find.
Well, I will mention that you can actually, if you want, you can buy them direct from Nengun.
Yeah.
$45 Australian plus postage. So, I mean, if you're buying something, you can, off Nengun already, then you can just chuck one of those.
Tuck it in with what you have.
Yeah. And but if you're going to Japan, I would suggest book off to find them. Or if you have a way, get them through Yahoo Auctions and send them to a friend over there and pick them up. Just remember, they're heavy. Like, these are thick.
Yeah, they weren't kidding when they said 300 pages.
This is probably it's definitely like 600 grams, you know? Yeah. So just remember that in your baggage. What I did was I put them all in a backpack and carried that onto the plane.
Stack them in nicely in a backpack.
Like a solid 20 kilo backpack, and I just pretended like I wasn't struggling to lift it.
Yeah, just like you hold it out, you're just like, yeah. Customs made me do that with my laptop case.
Really?
Yeah, they suspected it was too heavy, and I had to like hold it out for them. I almost died. 2 laptops in one bag. I'm like, yeah, this is like dying.
Yeah, so just don't get weighed on your way.
Don't make it look like it's heavy.
Yeah, don't make it look like it's heavy. But yeah, they do weigh a bit, so just bring back a couple.
Or all of them.
Or all of them.
And show me all the E86 ones, please.
And yeah, they did like Stagias, Foresters, Altezas, Starlets. I saw a Nissan March in here, the MRS.
I love MRSs.
Suzuki Escudo. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, either way.
S2000, Aristo, more Evo stuff, more Impreza stuff, like so many. NSX, a Daihatsu Copen. I want to know what that is.
They're those like little 2-door things.
Okay. And they did a Prius.
Yes, I need to find that.
You know, you can get a Liberty Walk body kit for your Prius.
Boys, it's time to put a 2J in a Prius, a Liberty Walk kit.
Yeah, Suzuki Cappuccinos, Suzuki Swifts.
How cool
Minis
would be?
Yeah, heaps of cool stuff. So, yeah, I don't have much else.
That's a Cope.
Oh, those weird things.
Yeah,
I don't know if people will be able to find them.
We have
this is really good. Look at these. They put Porsche front on an RX-7.
I remember you killing the game always.
And that was by Gretty. I'm like, what are you doing, Gretty?
Yeah.
Stop.
No, it's cool.
Did you see
did it with Ari?
Did you see the
I've never seen the back, no, but
that's the back.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd rock that. I'd have a Porsche RX-7. I don't know how to. Also, check out how deep the sports are.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah. There's some cool. There's your Veilside RX-7s up there, and
hey, is it Han?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Watch out for the Mercedes.
But then they'll even go through and they'll show you like your floor mats that you can get for your RX-7 and stuff. And just remember, in Japan they have like fitted floor mats, so they actually fit your car properly.
I mean, didn't you buy? I think you ended up buying JZX 100 floor mats for your 86 by accident.
No, I bought. It was all that was left. And,
okay.
So I bought them.
Then they ended up in
they fit pretty decent.
Yeah, and then I bought them for my 34, and they ended up in an IS 200.
Nice, which is close enough to a JZX, but yeah, like there's so much cool stuff. This is the option magazine now, so it's probably a decent time to or is this the Mark II? This could be still the Mark II Hyper REV now that's going through the 1.5 JZ build and stuff like that. But I don't have much else to say on Hyper REV other than to really seek them out because they are cool.
Don't let them die. They are a great source of like information and just entertainment.
And buy the new magazine while you're over there too. It might be about a car that you're not even interested in, but you might buy it and then go, "Damn, that's some cool stuff. I didn't know I could get that for that car. I might buy one of those."
Basically, just support.
Yeah, just support them. Like this is a cool magazine that's been running for like 26 years, and they're still continually putting out cool shit. Yeah. So.
Super
definitely
cool and
worth.
In depth.
Yeah. So, definitely support them, and then go back through their back catalog and check out their older ones because they're really, really interesting. But I think this is a good time to start talking about Option Magazine. So, Option, I'll go back to what I had. So, Option is owned by D's Club, which has 25 to 29 employees. The Kamada Daijiro is the president.
Daijiro Nada.
Kamada.
I messed up the translation.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'll go to my translation.
The guy that runs the... Yes, don't worry. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. Daijiro Nada, who also had the Streamline Z. He crashed it in Bonneville Salt Flat.
No, this yeah, that's weird. It's
just
spelled differently. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. So, the main business is planning, editing, and operation of magazines related to automobiles, website planning and production, complete car sales, event planning, and operation. They do Option Magazine, Drift Tengoku, and G-Works. And I do have
your video stopped, by the way.
Oh, I'll replay it. It's not set to replay, maybe.
Drift Tengoku was another cool magazine that we should at least touch on for a bit.
Yeah.
While we're fixing this. So the first issue of Drift Tengoku started in 1996 and went up until where we go? No, I think it's up till currently. Off memory, they still release.
Yeah, they're still releasing. Yep.
In 2006, they finally got a rival magazine called D2D, which actually had a whole lot of like initial D references.
Oh, nice.
Drift podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy that runs it, Royske, is an absolute G. Back in the day, they used to go to all the street spots, and I found an interview with him where the police actually showed up to the editing office, and the police told him that they wanted to put a big thing in the magazine saying that we're going to shut down the road here.
Did you want to actually read out that interview? I can read it out if you want. So the police came and they said, "Who's the person in charge of the bulletin board section of the magazine?" DT, that would be me. And then the police like, "You know the blah 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 drifting spot? That road is going to be closed at nights. I was wondering if you can announce this closure in your magazine." DT, who? Me? Why do we have to do that? And the police, "I know what you guys do. I know you promote these activities and take pictures. It's okay though. Since you guys are just doing your job, I understand that there are lots of cool cars and you want to document the gatherings. We are just doing our job too, so help us." DT, "Oh, I didn't know that you knew about our involvement. I understand. What should I write in there? Is there going to be any problems if I put the exact location down?" Police, "That's fine. Just make it an announcement from the local police department. This is an important piece of information to your readers anyways." In the next issue of our magazine, we put in a small segment of a friendly reminder from your local police department. There are other incidents as well. When we were taking pictures of a famous parking lot where all the drifters and street racers gathered, a policeman came our way. There were many races around too. Everyone fled the parking lot so fast, leaving the Drift Tengoku staff members alone at the scene. We fled into a vehicle, holding our breath, hoping that we wouldn't get busted for anything. The cop walked towards us and stood by the car. He gestured us to open the window. We quickly hid our cameras. We wondered if we were going to get busted for promoting illegal street racing activities and have our footage taken away. Hesitantly opening the window, the cop spoke to us. He said, "Good evening. There's lots of thugs around here, so please be careful. Are you tourists? Everything is okay now." We were caught by surprise. Well, there you have it. The Drift Tengoku staff members are dedicated individuals bringing the Drifters content from the core every month. The September issue of 2007 will be our 100th issue. I wonder if we will survive until then. And they're surviving until now, you know?
Yeah.
So they're well over 100 issues now.
Oh, they're way over it.
Yeah. So, and Drift Tengoku is like a really cool magazine. They also do interviews with lots of like little drivers.
Yeah,
you know,
and
it's not just the big name guys that they do.
Yeah, they're doing small guys as well as have like I think it was back, not so much now, but they used to have Sachir on and answering like readers' questions and stuff, and like issues that they were having with driving.
Yep.
So like, it's a really cool concept. You know, we don't see much of that anymore for anything really. So
yeah.
Plus, they had a heap of DIYs. They even did a whole lot of DIY videos. Watch them for entertainment purposes. Do not do anything they did. Do not weld your exhaust together with a battery. What? Probably safer. But yeah, no, go watch their videos. They're hilarious. Reske is an awesome dude. His 32 is amazing. And yeah, basically support cool companies. But yeah, back to Option.
Yeah, back to Option. I have some, just like in the June episode, I'm very thankful that Japanese have to put up every little bit of information about their business, including how much they pay their employees. So I know how much these guys earn. Now, I'm just going to say that I'm reading this directly, and I think women can be editing in car magazines as well.
Is it actually saying what okay, wait, I'm all ears.
Okay, so please just remember that this is Japan, and they have slightly different views than the rest of the world, or at least most of the world.
Most of the world, yeah.
Okay. This is not my view. Oh no, it does actually say female staff welcome, but it also says that you have to answer gender questions. So I don't. Maybe they had to edit that part in at some point because it was confusing even for Japanese. Okay, so we're fine. We're fine. They're fine. Okay, they're not sexist. Okay. Editorial staff employed full-time employees. Oh no, it is. No, they are. Only the general office work time part-time job can be female staff welcome. I'm sorry. But if you want to be an editorial staff, you're a dude. So just remember it's Japan, okay? Calm down. Okay. So, in addition to making deeper magazines, D's Club Co. Limited, which produces tuning magazines, will recruit staff members from diverse developments such as new businesses. I've never had the experience of tuning and maintenance qualifications, but I think it is one of the qualifications if it says, I feel like I am new and I love cars and I love cars. The important thing is the passion. I want to make a good magazine for the reader. So I think that's basically saying, like, you don't have to have a crazy qualification or experience in tuning and modifying your car.
Got to be passionate.
You just got to be passioned about cars, you know, and really love cars and want to make a good magazine. Dude. And a dude.
I love Japan.
Yeah. So for an editorial staff, full-time employee, your roles will be planning and editing of automotive special magazines. Over 20 to 28-year-olds, high school graduates is what you'll need to be. So 20 to 28, which I think is quite young, but I think their whole thing is they want to employ young people. This whole thing was they want to create jobs for young people, is what they want.
Yeah. So and younger people are going to be for the more
formation of
about
careers for young people. Yeah. Because there is a bit of, I've spoken about it before on this podcast about young people not wanting to work and stuff like that. So this is for the formation of careers for young people. You need a normal license, not an automatic license. Education history, gender questions, monthly salary more than 215,000 yen. So your monthly salary is about $2,150 US. So like $550 a week. American. Which is about 750 Australian. And now so it does say that's average. Pretty decent, you know, like for Japan.
Like in Japan,
that's how much the guys at Jun who are machinists were getting paid. Put it that way. Yeah. So it's quite well paying job, and that is determined by experience and ability. On holidays other than Sunday, summer, year end, and New Year, commuting, transport expenses are fully paid. So commuting expenses are paid apart from basically Sunday and public holidays. And the parking lot is paid for as well. So that's pretty good. You know, they'll pay for you to drive to work, and they'll pay for your parking while you work, which you can imagine in the middle of Tokyo is probably expensive. Yeah. I looked at the distance to drive at non-peak hour, so like 8:30 at night time.
That's still peak hour in Japan, Trav.
Yeah, it's close to. But on toll road, it was 22 minutes from Ueno Station to drive. Yeah. So, and that's similar to like center Tokyo. So it's not that far, that bad. But I don't know what it's like to drive from their home. I'd only checked to there at that time of day. Employee pension, health insurance, labor insurance, retirement allowance system, other various allowances. There's a trial period of 2 months, and during this period, it will be a part-time contract as a training period. Sure. Now, if you're a chick, it's a different story. You're a general office work part-time. Age is no problem, and women's staff are welcome. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Damn, I wish I started work at 10 a.m.
You're not wrong, eh?
That'd be a mad sleep-in. Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays other than summer, year-end, and New Year, the hourly salary of 950 yen. There is a raise by ability. There is welfare pension, health insurance, and labor insurance, which I think they have to give that. But yeah, $9.50 an hour US, depending on your experience and ability.
Yeah, so what, like $12 Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you basically get to work as a 15 or a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
The work location, is in Tokyo. I mentioned that, and
traffic's a nightmare.
Yeah, traffic's probably pretty average. But cool job. You get to do some cool stuff.
This is very true.
And I think the editorial one, like, if you were a Japanese speaker, that'd be a worthwhile job to go
awesome
do.
Job. Like,
yeah, you know,
getting to go visit, different places, like, to do with cars.
And if you were probably, like, a decent photographer, they'd pay you more, you know?
Yeah.
So,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
I wish I could speak Japanese.
Yeah. So, maybe it's a job for Jay in the future.
Got a sense of humor, why not?
Yeah. I don't think he can write Japanese that well, though. Especially the kanji.
He needs to get good.
Was
that the one on the option?
Yes. I can't remember if this is... but, anyway, let's continue. That's a lot of technical information about option. Do you have any more not so technical information about option?
I had some stuff.
I do want to mention, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit as well, some cool things that option provides is a glossary for car terms. Now, it also gives you, for a Westerner, a glossary for Japanese car terms. Yeah. Now, you get a whole heap of random weird names, and you're like, oh, how do I say this in Japanese? And what's the word for this in Japanese? I'll give you a quick example, okay? So, let's say you want to talk about a turbo with big lag. It's called a Dokken turbo. Dokan turbo. Dokken, a word representing the power characteristics of a turbo car. The boost pressure does not increase so much at low speed, and although the torque is thin, the boost pressure rises sharply at high speed, and it refers to the power characteristic of the type where the power rises. Strictly, it is determined by the balance between the engine specifications and the size characteristics of the turbo. Anyway, it is easy to do this by installing a larger turbine for the displacement of the engine in search of peak power. As it is difficult to control the accelerator in the middle range, it is not suitable for the city riding. Of course, for the circuit and the boat specifications, must be talking about Skylines. More than that, it is suitable for the 0-yon specification. That's probably another word I got to look up. Furthermore, it can be said that it is most suitable for the high speed specification that keeps running at full speed with high revolution keep. Now that's just awesome just to read in itself.
Yeah, that's
because it translates great. But yeah, if you want to talk to a Japanese person and be like, oh, my car's got heaps of lag, if you say lag, they're probably not going to know what the hell you're talking about. If you say you got a Dokken turbo, they're going to be like, oh, Dokken.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. So, if you want to go over to Japan and you want to sound JDM as fuck, then
go check out the option website.
Go check out the option website and look at all the weird Japanese work. Because they got ones for even drag slicks, which is a drastic.
Actually,
sticky drag.
They've even got a name for when you strip out the back of your car, and they call it a dongara. In order to reduce the weight, rear seat and interior of the rear are mainly removed.
If you want to talk about drag racing car fuel, like high octane petrol, it's called Derogas or Dragugas. If you want to tell them that you want your nice shiny aluminium part to be anodized, a different color, it's called alumite, because obviously they've taken some brand name and then called that as anodizing. So yeah, you want a different colored piece of aluminium, it's an alumite.
For front-wheel drive drifting, or FF drift as we know it, they have F-Dore. Where is it? Drift in the FF car. There are very few lovers compared to the FR. It is rather unnatural way of driving and will use a lot of side brakes. However, cornering speed is so fast because the front wheels drive of the front are gripped all the time. Great translations. In the mid-90s, Akita Kiesuke Kishama, who played a big role in the EF-type Civic, is famous. Straight off the website, guys.
Nice. And if you don't know, semi-slick tire is called S tire in Japan. But another one that I found interesting that is related to video option is called Squid Heaven.
Yes.
Which is a squirrel running team heaven. I don't really know what that is. I think it was if you want to pronounce it, it's ikaten.
Yeah, I think it was the competition. They have like one or two corners together, like really tight session, and they have like a team tandem competition on it.
Yeah,
I've seen a few of the videos
by video option.
Yeah, so I've seen a few of the videos of like ikaten specials and stuff.
Yeah,
it's super cool. They have like weird squid fly around the screen if you win or lose the battle. It's don't ask. I don't know.
If you want to say that you over-revved your car, it's just oberrev.
So yeah, if you do a bend and you throw it into second straight after you like hit limiter in third, called oberrev.
Now, here's an interesting one. If you're going to Japan and you want to buy over fenders or even fender flares, that's called oberfen or an overlen, depending on how you can pronounce it. Orvis is automatic speed regulators installed on highways. It is a machine that detects speeding vehicles and takes pictures of them. Strictly speaking, only the model of Part 1 is named Orbis, but in practice, automatic speed control machines are often collectively called Orbis after being shot. The police will ask for a visit. There is a signboard in front of the installation site to indicate that it is installed. So if you take care, it will not be taken. So,
I mean, it's pretty hard. I'm pretty sure it's like hard to get a speeding ticket in Japan.
Yeah, but you can, and it's called an Orbis.
This website is full of gold.
Yeah. And if you shim your LSD, it's called a shimu added or a shimashi. And here's the last one that I have that's really, really good. It's a Spokon, which is a sports compact. And it's a custom style of imported cars popular from the American West Coast. Based mainly on Japanese cars, dress up and aero parts, flashy coloring, vinyl graphics, large diameter plated wheels, etc. and loud audio and performance tuning. Many Spokon vehicles appear in the movie Wild Speed series. Now, if you didn't know, Wild Speed is Fast and the Furious. So all those cars, like your little Honda Civics and stuff like that, if you put vinyl stickers on there, it's called a Spokon.
Be cool.
Yeah, that's rad. Yeah. So that's the glossary. I have linked it in this video.
Yeah, go check it out.
Go check it out.
Hilarious.
I literally only went through a quarter of this glossary and just picked random words, but just look at it through Google Translate. It's friggin' amazing.
Yeah,
and
you'll have a good laugh.
It's a good time. It's a real good time. What else can we talk about with option?
Wasn't there positions available or something? They had a...
No, that's what I talked about.
Vacancy. I thought there was a vacancy ad or something.
No, that's what I was... Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Option magazine has been running since 93. And yeah, again, they have that DVD series as well as the Drift Tengoku. They also did very similar books to the HyperRev that were the A86 special books and stuff like that, and they got interviews with Run Free and things like that.
They've done S15, 100, and a few other ones. Yeah, a little bit more specific to just cars and maybe not a full style HyperRev where they're doing performance parts and everything on how to do it. They just sort of, I think, showcase a lot of your main parts, stuff like that. Cause that's mainly what my A86 one was. I ordered it because me needed it. I have an 86. But yeah, it was really cool. Option are awesome because they get, they've got that history and they can get the interviews with all the OG people.
Yeah.
It's rad.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely worth checking out, especially these older option magazines.
Yeah, get on all the old ones.
Yeah, and just watching the older option DVDs too, because they cover like your D1GP events. A big thing that the option magazines covered in a lot of these ones is that you can see on here is they cover World Time Attack Challenge and pretty in-depth coverage of World Time Attack. It's interesting to see all these Australian events covered, and the other big thing that I noticed in the Turbo Sales page on the REV magazine, if I can find it, was that they actually got GCG turbos in Australia to do a feature in them. Now, I can't remember if it was... anyway.
300 pages.
You probably have seen it because I took a photo of it in the background at some point. Keep an eye out for it. But yeah, like, so they even Australian magazine or Australian businesses and events get covered in these, which is quite interesting, I think. So yeah, they go from the big guys to the little guys with option, and there's just a lot of event coverage overall between the three types of magazines. And we haven't even touched it all on G-Works and Drift and Goku, but I think we might leave those two for a separate episode one day. But definitely check them out. Definitely support them and go back through their back catalogue while you're at it. It's well and truly worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
See lots of cool forgotten things, that were a thing back in the day, but as technology's progressed, it just isn't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you can see cool guys with silver jackets in front of their S14.
But that's the thing, man. Like, you go through the old battle magazines and stuff like that. You do like awesome photo shoots. Like, nobody scans the photo shoots that they did. Like, it's rad. Go find old magazines and scan them all and let history live on. Yeah. Yeah. And if you guys are interested in like drifting history, like, and you do have a means of getting all of these magazines, like of a whole set, or if you have them, scan them, upload them onto a website and keep that. Yeah. Even something just as simple as archive.org or something like that, so that they don't get lost.
Yeah, it's going to be a real shame if this information does get lost.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so other than that, I think that's about it for this episode. I don't know if it's been a long one or a short one. It's been a little bit of a mess because we've been having to do it quite early this morning due to my hand.
Safety chef for the week, boys.
The safety guy is the one who got hurt for being a dickhead with a jack. Don't lower a jack down that has the twisting handle under the car. Put your extension on so that your hands are outside from under the car, or else your hand, if the car slams down, will get caught between the radiator support and the jack handle and get cut, and you need to drive yourself to the doctor whilst you're almost fainting to get stitches, and lots of them. So, not fun. Please don't do it. Please don't be me.
Please be safe.
Yeah. Yep. Safety drive.
Always a safety drive.
Safety check. All right, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, remember you guys can catch us on Facebook, YouTube. I definitely recommend checking this out. I might even upload as a separate video the just so you can have just a full view of these magazines. I might upload that as well as a separate video, so that you can watch that. Each photo only shows up for like 6 seconds, so it gives you a bit of time to have a quick look at it.
Pause it as well.
Yeah, and
you don't have our faces in the way.
Yeah, and but it's definitely worth checking out. Like I got a lot of these cool photos I just picked of what I could pick out of these magazines that I have. But yeah, you can check us out Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
everywhere.
All the podcasts.
Everywhere.
You have no excuse.
Give us some feedback on our Drift Tips Friday or Friday Drift Tips.
And if we can ask if you guys can please rate us on Apple Podcasts and Facebook, and if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. I know that just gets hammered by everyone, but
it helps.
It really helps us to get out there and just sharing this around. We're trying to get out there, and it's a struggle when you don't have a big following to begin with. But we're very thankful for all the comments that we get messages that we get from people.
Super grateful for the messages.
People saying, well,
keeps us motivated to keep coming out. It's a lot of work, but
and people saying like they can't believe that we haven't blown up, or why this isn't popular because the quality's high. So if you guys do think the quality's high, please share it, and
mean a lot to us.
More people. It means a lot. It means a shitload, so it takes a lot of effort to do these episodes and get people on from all over the world. And as well, if you guys are in overseas, and you guys really think that you have something that you think should be shared about where you are, or a topic about the country that you're in, or what you're doing, or something to do with the type of car you have, please share it.
Send us a message.
We'll probably want to get you on the podcast to talk about it. We want to have the discussions,
Most definitely.
If you got something worthwhile to say, then we're happy
to
listen.
Send us a message. Let us know. We're keen.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for listening again, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. Hopefully it'll be a big one.
Hopefully.
Just a teaser of it is that it is looking like it's going to be on the 8th day of the 6th month. if you get my drift. So yeah, take a listen to that one, and keep an eye out on the 8th of the 6th.
Yeah,
Australian 8th of the 6th.
We're not going away for.
We're not going to Japan or America. So. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.